So in that story, so we are seeing also the how Dhruv Maharaj he went back to Godhead. Then his descendants stories we are seeing. Seeing that the first person that has come is Anga. So Anga's story we have seen that he doesn't have children and he prayed for the Lord for a child. And with that he got a child, but he was like Vena, who was very cruel. So he tried to rectify him, but he could not rectify. So because of that, he felt very morose, very like very disgusting. So he started thinking why he was suffering. So he thought that maybe people who doesn't have a good son, they are very fortunate. Who is having bad son, that person is like very unfortunate. So like that he was thinking, and slowly his thoughts changed. That actually a person who doesn't have bad, who had bad son, is very nice because it easily generates detachment. So in this way, his thoughts of detachment came and he left the kingdom. In this way, he after Anga lived, there was no king in that kingdom. So that's when the son of Anga, the Vena, so that story will come in this chapter. So when the king Anga left the kingdom, everyone in that kingdom they were lamenting because Anga was very pious ruler and he very nicely ruled all the kingdom. So because of that, everyone was lamenting. And the sage, all the different sages, Bhrigu, etc. So they observed that the people in general, uh, they like in general the sages or the Brahmanas, they always think for the welfare of all the people. So they were thinking that now the king was not there. So how will the people will be served without the king? So in general, whenever there is a no king, there will be lot of disturbance in the society. So especially this chapter Vena's role. Uh, tomorrow we are doing elections and a lot of political things are happening, discussions. So especially this particular chapter is lot of details about how, what are the duties of a king. So like that it will come. So we can see very relevant chapter here. So sages like Brahmanas, they are also concerned with the people and they understood that if there is no ruler, then all the people will become unregulated. In this way, they will suffer. So in this way, they are like in general, the sages are also concerned for the people of the world. That they are also little concerned how the world will be benefited. So especially like the society in the Vedic time is divided into four varnas like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. So Brahmanas they advise Kshatriyas to how to govern. So these Brahmana, these sages, they are concerned but about how to rule these things because there is no king. So therefore, what they thought was they approached the Sunita, who is the wife of Anga, and they with her permission they thought they will install Vena as the king. So in general, all the ministers and others, they are kind of they didn't agree with that proposal. That because Vena, everyone knows how cruel he was. So therefore, all those people they were not agreeing. But they thought that let us see how he will behave. If he doesn't behave properly, that time only we can rectify the situation. So like that, they thought, and they installed Vena as the king. So as soon as Vena became king, the first thing that happened was good thing. So what happened because everyone knows he is very cruel, very severe. So as soon as he became king, all the thieves and rogues who are all creating disturbance, they became fearful and they stopped doing any mischief. So just like the example is given, just like when a snake comes, all the rats and mouses they hid themselves. So like that, thieves became fearful as soon as Vena became king. So that is a good thing that happened. But as Vena became a king, slowly, he once that power came, he became powerful with so many opulences. From all the directions, he is getting the opulences. So because of that, he became very proud. So as like power, absolute power corrupts absolutely like that. He became very proud, and he considered himself greater than anyone. So because of that, he started insulting great people. So, and one of the thing that uh, he does was he was like kind of moving in his kingdom with the opulence, and wherever he went, people were fearing him, and he forbade all the sacrifices to be performed. So he said that there should not be any sacrifices, there should not be any charity, there should not be any offerings. So any all these things should not be there. In this way, by with the kettle drums, with that sound, he announced that there should not be any religious activities. So this is like all the dharmic activities he was kind of uh, stopping. So this is the first thing that a king who is like adharmic or who is like atheistic king when he became, first thing he does was all the dharmic activities are stopped. So this is the nature of the atheistic people. So and then because of that, all the sages like he was also ruling very cruelly and he stopped all the dharmic activities. So because of that, all the sages they started thinking about themselves, seeing that how the people of this world they are all suffering. So because of that, they started discussing among themselves that we saw that people without a king they were in danger, so we made a king. So basically, anarchy is a problem when there is no king, and then uh, when anarchy is removed by installing a king, if he became a dictator and he avoids all the religious principles and starts treating very cruelly, then that is also a problem. So, because, especially if the king is atheistic, that is a more concern. So, they thought that people are from both sides, they are suffering. It's like a wood. Suppose a wood is there or a tree is there, and tree is uh, given fire from both the ends. If some ants are there in that wood in between, they will suffer. So, in that way, on one hand, thieves and rogues, if king is not there, they are troubling. And this, on the other hand, this king who is irresponsible, that king is only causing trouble. So in this way, both sides they are uh, having trouble with with them. So in this way, the sages considered the political crisis. So they thought that this Vena, although unqualified, we made him as qualified. We made him as a king. So now people are getting disturbed by this king. So how can the people will be happy? So therefore, uh, we will. They thought that this this king is like a snake, like just like a snake. When it is supplied with milk, it develops poison and it may bite the even the person who is feeding. So similarly, this King Vena is by nature very mischievous. Now he became like king, all power came. So now he has become the source of all difficulties. So therefore, we will go and try to pacify him. And if he doesn't hear our words, then we will only kill him. So, in this way, we will put our effort, therefore, sin will not come to us. But if he doesn't, then we will burn him to ashes. So, like that, they thought. So, in this way, these people, these sages, they are all also concerned about the welfare of the citizens. So, in this way, deciding, they approach Vena. So, so in general, previous sages, they have lot of power. They can even approve this king like that. So Prabhupada suggests that instead, for the sages or for the people in this age, they should especially engage in bhakti, especially chanting Hare Krishna mantra. By that, people in general can derive all the benefit from these activities, from this bhakti. So in this way, Prabhupada advises. So now the sages have approached Vena and they started advising uh, Vena. So they, although they are angry initially, they concealed their anger and started speaking very softly, with very sweet words. They started speaking. Oh Vena, we have come to give you some good advice. Please hear with great attention. If you follow our advice, your lifespan, your opulence, your strength, your fame, they will all increase. So just if you follow uh, our advice, you will greatly benefit. So especially the in Vedic civilization, monarch he especially follow the advice of saintly persons. That is how Dharmaraj, Lord Ram, they all ruled. So in this way, they are advising that you should hear our advice. And especially their main concern is that people are not following Dharma. So they are saying that if one follows Dharma by their words, mind, and body intelligence, they will be elevated to Swarga, and they will all the miseries they will go away. So in this way, they will attain lot of happiness in this life. And if they are not even influenced by these modes or attached to this material world, they can even achieve liberation also. In this way, if someone follows dharma, all the benefits are there. So therefore, for this reason, you should not disturb the dharma of all the people in general. And if dharma is lost, all the opulences will be lost, and you will lose all your royal opulences. And the main concern of these citizens, of these sages, is that these people are not worshipping the Lord. So the main duty of the king, they say that, so two categories of duties they say, that the general duty of a king is to protect the citizens from the disturbances of thieves and also from wrong kind of ministers. So in general, the secular government, they agree with this principle that uh, all the citizens should all the citizens should be protected from the thieves, and also they should be protected from uh, the ministers who are adharmic. Like if some ministers they are doing a lot of corruption, it is the responsibility of the main king to refrain that kind of ministers, and replace him with another minister. So, but in general, our modern government also will agree with this principle. In this way, if someone rules and protects all the citizens, and when he takes all the taxes from the people, then when he rules, he will be nicely placed in this world, and also after death also he will enjoy himself. So it is the one duty. But they also mention one another kind of duty, so which our current government may not agree, or at least secular government may not agree. So that duty, the main concern of the sages is also that yajna should be performed. So yasya rashtre pure cheva Bhagavan yajna purusha. In whose place, in whose kingdom, the Bhagavan, who is the Supreme Lord, who is Yajna Purusha, that Yajna Purusha should be satisfied with their own dharmas, with Varnashrama dharmas, with their sacrifices. If that Yajna Purusha is satisfied in that kingdom, then that person, he will, when the Lord is satisfied, there is a lot of satisfaction for all the people. So the Lord will be satisfied, and the king and all the citizens will also be satisfied. And if Lord is satisfied, the all the people, all the devatas also they will be satisfied. And because devatas are satisfied, they will supply all the opulences that are required in the kingdom. So in this way, the kingdom will be opulent. So if we see the concern that the all the sages that the king should be dharmic in the sense he should engage all the people in worshipping the Lord, in performing sacrifices for the Lord, in which all the devatas are also worshipped, and the devatas they supply all the results. So in this way, the entire welfare will come. So if you see the other characteristics, other sections of Bhagavatam also, like Yudhishthir Maharaj, the main concern of Bhishma, Krishna, and everyone, that the king should be devotee of the Lord, so that he will make all other people in the world to worship the Lord, to perform sacrifices and satisfy the Lord. In that way, whole world will be peaceful. So that's how the Yudhishthir Maharaj he was placed as a king. And Yudhishthir Maharaj also, the only concern for Yudhishthir Maharaj is how to satisfy Lord Mukunda. So Mukunda Manasa, like that it was mentioned. So in this way, the kings, the royal Rajarshis, royal kings, they rule the citizens, they protect the citizens from thieves and ministers, but at the same time, they engage all the citizens in performing dharmic activities, in performing worshipping the Lord. That part is currently missing in our secular government like that. So that's what they are also pointing that you don't become uh, don't like engage everyone in worshipping the Lord. That is also one of the important aspects. So, and the Supreme Lord is said to be the enjoyer of all the results of all the sacrifices. He is Trayimaya, is composed of the Vedas. He is Dravyamaya, all the paraphernalia that used to worship the Lord. That paraphernalia also, he is the owner of all that paraphernalia, and all the austerities that one performs, that also the goal of all austerity is also he only. So therefore, engage all your people in performing various sacrifices. In that way, you will also get elevated because you will also receive some benediction. So therefore, you direct them. And in this way, devatas, when they are satisfied with all the sacrifices, they will also bestow their results. But if you stop all these sacrifices, that is like insulting the devatas. So devatas will be displeased and they will not deliver whatever things that are required. So like that they inform Vena. But the Vena is very atheistic king, cruel king. So he did not at all like those words. So he started replying. So he started replying his like kind of Vena Gita, something like that, his words. So he very atheistically he speaks. He says that you are all very childish. You are talking like a childish people. You are not at all experienced, and you are thinking dharma to be adharma and adharma to be dharma. So you are getting all the benefit. You are like you are giving up your own husband. It's like a wife who is giving up her real husband and maintaining a relationship with a paramour. So like that, I am maintaining you, but you are not worshipping king who is actually representing the supreme lord, but you are trying to worship all others. So in this way, you will not achieve any happiness in this world or next world. So you are saying the Yajna Purusha, the enjoyer of all sacrifices. Who is that Yajna Purusha? And you are so much affectionate to so all the devatas and Yajna Purusha. This is not at all good. It's like it's like a it's like an unchaste woman who is neglecting her married life and gives attention to her paramours. So you are saying that king, you should engage everyone to worship the Lord. Actually, in king's body only, Lord Vishnu, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Vayu, Yama, everyone, all these devatas, everyone resides in king's body only. So therefore, you should worship the king only. So because king is representative, is all the devatas, they are parts and parcels of the king's body. So therefore, you just worship uh, your sacrifice to me only. Offer your all offerings to you, me only. So you should know that I am the only Agrabhu. I am the first enjoyer of all the oblations. So you should offer to me only, if you are intelligent. So you should understand that I am the only superior personality. So like that, he spoke very atheistically, considering himself as the supreme and not giving respect to the supreme Lord. So as soon as when he spoke those words, all the brahmanas, all the sages, they became very angry. So therefore, like although the sages they requested with a lot of respect, he could not accept. Because of that, the sages became very angry, and immediately they cried, Hantaya Mesha, kill him, kill him. He is the most sinful person. If he lives, he will turn the whole world into ashes in no time. So he is like a very, very cruel personality. He should be immediately killed. And this he doesn't deserve to be sit on the throne. And shamelessly, he is insulting Lord Vishnu. So if you see the words, like if you see, observe the words of these sages, their main concern is that the king is not worshipping Lord Vishnu, and he is blaspheming Lord Vishnu and engaging all the people in not worshipping Lord Vishnu. So that is how they are evaluating. So he is insulting Lord Vishnu. Is so shameless that he is insulting Lord Vishnu. He is blaspheming the Supreme Lord. By whose mercy he has attained all this fortune and opulence. So, like the king in general, or the people in general, everyone obtain their opulences and fortune, everything from Lord Vishnu, but still they are engaging in blaspheming the Lord. So, therefore, such people are very inauspicious. So, therefore, in this way, they became very angry. In this way, the sages they became very angry and decided to kill just by their hunkara, hunkurtair, just by their hunkara high sounds. They kind of killed. Who is this Vena? Who is already killed by his blasphemy against the Lord. Means he Vena himself, just by blaspheming the Lord, he himself was already killed. So that already because of his own activities, that person the sages have killed by their high sounding words. So in this way, they killed Vena. So when the sages they left, Sunita, mother of this Vena, she was like very much perturbed and aggrieved. So she saved that body of her dead body of her son. So here see we can observe like everyone in this world they are hating this Vena because of his cruel activity, but still his mother was still loving that Vena, although he was so cruel. That's how the mother's love in this world has no parallel, like very much affectionate like that. We can observe. So Vena, his dead body was preserved by Sunita, his mother, by some mantras. So in this way, Vena was killed. So now still the problem was not solved because now again, like there was initially a great monarch Anga who was ruling very dharmically, but when he left, there was no king. Anarchy, it fall into anarchy. So anarchy created a lot of problem. Then they made Vena as a king. That became like a dictatorship, like a monarch, but cruel monarch. So that created a lot of problem. Again, they killed him. Now again, it became anarchy. So as soon as the kingdom became anarchy, again there was a lot of problem that got generated. So once these sages, they are all discussing on the bank of Saraswati. So that time, when while they are discussing the pastimes of the Lord, they observe that in that country, a lot of disturbances started coming again. So they started discussing that now the king is dead. Again, there is no protector from the people. So people in general, they themselves became like rogues and thieves. So that means like uh, people because there is no control only. So people started looting each other. So a lot of problems started developing. So in this way, there is lot of dust storm that is arising from different directions because all the thieves and rogues they are running and they are plundering the citizens. So they understood that lot of problem has because occurred because of the death of King Vena. So because there is no law and order, all the citizens only became like thieves and rogues. So they thought how to stop this disturbance again. They they say just they have power. With their power, they can again control the kingdom, again subdue the rogues and thieves. But they thought that it was not appropriate for them to behave like that. So they thought that there should be a proper king again to establish dharma. So in general, it was mentioned that a Brahmana who is peaceful, who is equal to everyone, they they general they generally they they don't neglect the poor people like seeing the suffering. If they neglect the in general people suffering, their spiritual power only diminishes. Just like if a water is kept in a pot which has hole, some crack, slowly that water will leak out. So similarly, their Brahminical power will go away if they neglect the people's suffering. So, so in this way, they have that concern for everyone. So therefore, they thought that this Anga is very pious king, and the the descendants of family of this King Anga should not be stopped. His descendants should continue because because his family was very powerful. So therefore, they were all very great devotees of the Lord. So therefore, his progeny should be preserved. So in this way, they decided that we will turn the body of Vena, and by churning the body of Vena, we will produce some descendants. In this way, they thought, and uh, they was using some certain method by which they are churning. So with that churning, when they churn the thighs of Vena, a yes, first a person has appeared who was like very dark and he was like his limbs are very short and his legs and arms were short, his jaws were large, his nose was flat, his eyes were reddish, he has copper hairy. So in this way, that person was born, and he was very submissively asking the sage, "What should I do?" Like that, he was asking. Then the sages replied, "Nishida." Nishida means sit down. So in this way, that person got the name of Nishada. So from which the Naishada race was born. So they were all the like Vena sinful activity, the reactions of sinful activities. Those aspects have come to them. So we got the resultant actions of all the Vena's sinful activities like stealing, plundering, hunting. So in this way, they started living in hills and forests. So in this way, Naishadas have come. So then, then they continue to, then they sages turn the two arms of Vena. So with that churning, two a couple has arrived, one male and one female. So these are actually divine couple. So as soon as all the sages, when they saw those two people, they became very, very happy because they understood that they are actually expansions of Lord Vishnu. So they thought Prudu was actually expansion of Lord Vishnu, and Archi, this woman, was expansion of Lakshmi Devi herself. So like Lakshmi is never separated from Lord Vishnu. In this way, Archi also not separated from Prudu. So actually, this Prutu, he expands the fame, in, his fame throughout the world. So therefore, his name will be spread all over the world. Prutushrava. Prutushrava means wide renown all over the world. So therefore, his name will be Prutu, and he will be the great person among the kings. And this Archi, she is also very beautiful, and she all the ornaments that she wears, she beautify those ornaments also. So in this way, she will become the wife of this great his king Rudu. So in this way, the Lord only has appeared in the form of Rudu by through like his Rudu is like Shakyavesha avatar. Shakyavesha avatar means the Jivatatva is empowered with the potency of Lord Vishnu. In this way, Palana Shakti of the Lord has come to the Prudu Maharaj. And she is also partial incarnation of goddess of fortune. So she will be the queen. So in this way, when the Prudu has appeared, all the Brahmanas, they became very happy and they praised King Prudu, and like Gandharvas, they chanted his glories. Siddhas, they showered flowers, and Apsaras danced. So all the even higher planetary system, they celebrated the appearance of Prutu. Conch shells, bubbles, they all vibrated, and heavenly planets, they all came to see the see come to earth to observe this ceremony. Great sages, forefathers, and all these personalities have come. And Brahma, when he has come from his Brahmaloka with all the devatas, he saw in the Prudu right hand the symbols of chakra on his Prudu's hand, and also he saw on the feet of Prudu symbols of lotus flowers. So he immediately Brahma could understand that this Prudu was a partial expansion of the Supreme Lord, and so seeing all those such lines, he understood that he is an partial expansion of the Lord. So all the Brahmanas, they were they came there. They were kind of preparing themselves to perform Abhishek for this uh, Rutu, and all the rivers, hills, mountains, all the planets, and other various other entities, they all supplied proper offerings for the king according to their ability. So King Prudu was nicely dressed. He was like kind of like, like he was kind of born, and he was like kind of uh, nicely decorated himself. Means basically, as soon as he was born, he was kind of being coronated. So he was nicely decorated himself with nice garments, ornaments, and he was coronated. And Archie also nicely decorated herself, and they appeared exactly like fire. So in this way, they were situated. So various devatas, they have come and they presented various gifts to this Prutu. So Kuvera, he has come and he has presented nice golden throne. because Kuvera is a like a treasurer of Devatas. So he presented golden throne. So Varuna is the in charge of the ocean. He has presented nice umbrella. So this nice umbrella is it is sprayed with some water and it as brilliant as the moon. So like that it was present. And then Vayudev, he has presented nice chamara. So Yajana, which is like to fan the Lord, that he has presented Vayudev. Dharma, he has given nice garland, which is like expanding one's name and fame. And Indra, he has given nice kirita. So very wonderful, valuable kirita. And Yamaraj, he has given the rod, the scepter, which is called as the punishment rod, because Yamaraj represents the. So Brahma, he has given nice armor, and Bharati, who is Saraswati, he has given nice necklace. And Hari, Lord Hari gave Sudarshan Chakra, and Lakshmi Devi gave lot of so many wonderful appliances. And Rudra, Lord Shankara, he has given one sword which is having on its sheath 10 kind of symbols of moon. And Durga Devi, he has given some kind of armor which is having 100 moons in it. And moon god, he has given like nectar like horses he has given. And Vishwakarma, he has given nice, beautiful chariot. And Agni, he has given nice bow, which is made up of horns of goats and cows. Suryadev, he has given wonderful arrows, like as brilliant as like sunshine. And Bhumi Devi, she has given some slippers, which is having a lot of mystic power. That means if he wears that, wherever he want, he can go with that slippers. And Antariksha, the Devatas in the Antariksha, they gave some flowers. They they gave flowers every day. Means nice presentation of flowers they are giving. And the Devatas who travel in outer space, they gave like the arts of the ability of arts of performing drama, singing songs, playing musical instruments, and disappearing at will. So, and the rishis, great sages, they gave wonderful blessings. And Samudra, he has given Shanka, and all other things like mountains, rivers, they gave pathway whenever he is traveling in the chariot. And the Suta, Magadha, Vandis, they started praising Prithu. So when they started praising, King Prithu understood that they were about to praise him. So therefore, Prithu, wonderfully started speaking that why don't glorify me, don't offer your prayers to me. So because I have not yet manifested any qualities. I came just now only. So there are no qualities I have not yet manifested. So why should you praise me, which doesn't have any meaning? So these prizes should not, your prizes should not go in vain, but it should be offered to someone else who is desiring who is deserving those prizes. So like you are saying that in future, like all these qualities will, in due course of time, they will be manifested. But right now, I have not manifested them. So, uh, so therefore, you should not glorify me. And in general, the qualities, the praises should generally be glorified to the Supreme Lord because he deserve all those things, but not to a low person like me who doesn't have any qualities. So in this way, he kind of reprising, and he says, if you say that like if someone is intelligent person, how can he allow other persons to praise him? when he doesn't have those qualities. If you say that some person, oh, if you don't have, like, that person doesn't have education, but if at all, if he had nice education, he would have become a great scholar or a great personality. If someone says like that, that is actually a kind of cheating only. So therefore, that is actually not a prize. So therefore, if a foolish person agrees to accept such praises, actually doesn't know that such praises are actually insult to him only. So, and a person who has some honor, sense of honor and magnanimity, he doesn't like to hear about his abominable actions. And a person also who is famous and powerful, he also doesn't like himself being praised. So in this way, like a nicely elevated person doesn't like himself to be glorified. So therefore, since I am not famous right now, so and I have not done anything to any activities that you worthy of glorifying. So therefore, you should not engage in these glorifying my activities. So like that, he forbade all the Sutta Vadas when they are about to glorify him. So what did they do? Did they stop glorifying? In the next chapter, the whole chapter is how these bards continue to glorify Prithu. So basically, they were all very much pleased with the humility of King Prithu, and they were also encouraged by the sages present there. So sages present there, they kind of encouraged all these bards to glorify. So they started glorifying the Lord. That uh, they said that you are the directly the incarnation of the expansion of the Supreme Lord. So therefore, it is not possible for us to completely glorify you. So although you have appeared from the body of King Vena, but even great persons like Brahma and other devatas, they cannot completely describe the glorious activities of you perform. So, nonetheless, although we may not glorify you sufficiently, still we try to glorify you according to our capacity, according to instructions received from these sages, authoritative sages. So, and whatever we speak, it is very insignificant and it is inadequate because you are very great personality. So we'll just try to glorify according to our capacity. So in this way, they prize and they say that actually you are, for all the people who are executing dharma, you are the supreme upholder of that dharma. You are the best of people who are following dharma, and also you are the supreme upholder of that dharma. Gopta cha dharma says, you are the protector of all the religious principles, and by your chastisement, you protect all the dharmic, protect all the people from following, uh, from doing irreligious principles, atheistic principles. You protect all the people from these things. So, and you maintain all the devatas, uh, just like a king body in due course of time, all the living entities take support of king. So also all the devatas are also uh, manifest in the king's body. And if a proper king, like Vena also said same thing, king represents the all the devatas, so therefore you should worship me. But that is not incomplete. That is incomplete understanding. That the king is dharmic and he is taking responsibility of maintaining all the people. The devatas being pleased, they manifest themselves, some qualities of them through the king. So they are saying that this king, he is able to maintain all the living entities and he will be nicely maintain all his people. Uh, and he himself, he manifests the power of various devatas through his activities. So in this way, uh, he uphold the principles of Vedic sacrifices and he maintains this whole world by proper rainfall. So by performing sacrifices, the rains will come. So in this way, all this earth will be mainly maintained. And they start comparing that Prudu with various devatas. So they compare all the devatas. They compare him with the uh, different devatas. They compare him with sun god. So because sun god, the duty of Surya, sun god is it for 8 months it extracts the uh, water from the earth. Currently, summer is going on, so a lot of heat is there. Through that heat, sun god is kind of evaporating all the water, and surely, as the rain season come, the rain will provide that water. So similarly, king collects taxes from the citizens, and in times of need, he will distribute those taxes among the people. So that is in that way, King Prudu is compared to sun god, and also Prudu is compared to Earth herself in uh, like Earth herself, because Earth is having lot of tolerance. So in this way, King he is also mercifully tolerates all the sufferings caused by other people, even though other people behaving trampling over his head, still he forgives them out of his causeless mercy. So therefore, he is called as Bhumi, and he is called he is compared to Indra in supplying rain. Even when there is no rainfall, by his power he produces rainfall, and in this way protects all the citizens from drought. He is compared to Chandra because he he, with his affectionate glances and charming smiles, he greets everyone and he pleases the world. So one of the duty of king is pleasingly talking with all the people, affectionately glancing and charming smiles, talking with the people. So in this way, he is compared with Chandra. He is compared with Varunadev. Varunadev is actually the controller of the ocean. So in ocean, lot of minerals, valuable things, they are all hidden. So similarly, this his policies, his activities, his methods, they are all very secret. All his methods, all the people come to know only when they are executed. So and his treasury is also very confidential. So in this way, he maintains confidentiality. Therefore, he is compared to Varuna, and he is compared to Vishnu for his all his great, wonderful qualities. And he is compared to Agni with his powerful, like he is just like Agni cannot be approached by anyone. He is also unapproachable, unbearable for his enemies. And just like Vayu pervades everywhere, he pervades the whole kingdom through his spies. And in this way, he observes all the activities of all the people. And he is also just like Vayu is neutral, he is neutral to praise and blasphemy. He is compared to Dharmaraj because of his impartiality. So, although if he is his son, if he commits some mistake, he punishes him. But if someone is the son of his enemy, but still if he is innocent, he doesn't commit mistake, he releases him. In this way, he is very impartial, like Dharma, and he is like also compared to his sovereignty is extending till Manasottara mountain. In this way, is unimpedingly he is ruling. So in this way, his Prutu is compared to various devatas, and also various qualities of Prutu, the king, is also mentioned. So in the several slokas. So these are also the qualities of a nice king, how he should treat. So one of the duty is very pleasing to the minds of all the citizens. So therefore he is called as Raja. So the word Raja is explained that Ranja Ishyati iti Raja. That means one who gives pleasure to all the people. That one who satisfies all the people. So that person is called Raja. Or one who shines, that person is called as Raja. So here, because he is satisfying all the people, he is called as Raja. And he is fixed. Drutavrata means all the Vedic injunctions that he is always fixed in those words. Satya Sanda, whenever he gives some promise, he fulfills that promise. Brahmanya is respectful to all the Brahmanas. Vruddha Sevaka, he is rendering service to all the elders. And he, someone takes shelter of him, he protects them. He gives respect for everyone. He protects the uh, suffering people, and he treats all other women other than his wife as his own mother. Matru Bhakti Parastreshu. And his own wife he treats as like her, his half of his body. And for all the people, he's affectionate like a father. And for his servants, uh, like for the people who are devotees of the Lord, he serves them. He's servant of the devotees, and he like he considers everyone else as himself only, and he increases joy of his friends, and he associates with liberated persons, and for wicked persons he punishes them. And he is in this way the incarnation of the Lord, master of the three worlds. In this way, he is situated as a king. His activity in this way, these are all the qualities that are mentioned, and his future activities are also mentioned. So in future, he travels like exactly like sun, and everyone wherever he goes, all the kings give presentations to him, and the wives they always glorify Prutu. So what are the glorification? How they glorify the Prutu? So these are like some of the activities that he performs in future. In future, so that's how they glorify. Means at that time when he is traveling, those things are already happened. So therefore, these kings' wives they glorify these activities. So all these activities will come in the future chapters. So he milks the earth and supplies all the things that are necessary for the people. And when the thieves they disturb with his powerful rule, he subdues all the thieves, and he performs wonderful 100 Ashwamedha sacrifices, and he meets with four Kumaras by which he gained the knowledge, and he in this way his glory will be spread all over the world. So, and he will conquer the whole world, and he eradicates all the miseries of all the citizens. In this way, all the devatas and other people also always glorify Prutu. In this way, Prutu's activities are glorified. So we have seen the activities of King Vena, how he was cruel and he was killed by the sages. And from Vena, Prutu has appeared. The Prutu, how different devatas have presented nice gifts to him, how the different bards they are trying to glorify, but Prutu forbade them. But still the bards they glorify Prutu. How he is compared with different devatas, various qualities of Prutu they glorify, and various activities of Prutu they glorify. In this way, appearance of Prutu and his activities they were mentioned. In future chapters, the activities, these four activities, they will be elaborated, which we'll discuss in the future. So we'll stop here.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So this Wednesday we are celebrating Narsimha Chaturdashi, Deva
Mm.
appearance.
Yes,
Here. Chandra